Shalom, Yashrala, Yahawada, Brother Malak, back with a quick lesson. This lesson is dubbed, entitled, The Flesh, the Flesh, the Flesh. The flesh, the flesh, the flesh. It's one of the arch enemies in this life. You fight it every day. Every day you're tempted with temptation. And on this road to the kingdom, you must overcome the carnal lust. Whatever lust that you may battle with, you must overcome it. Romans 7, Paul, Apostle Paul, put it, explained it so effortlessly. Romans 7:14 on down. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, because we're made out of flesh. Sin, to be exact. Sold under sin, iniquity. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not, but what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. But the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin. And what is sin? Yahawada and Yashra'Allah. It is iniquity. And look how Paul states it. Verse 24, O wretched man, or woman for that matter, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? And that's the fight every mortal combats on this road to the kingdom. So just something quick, Yashra'Allah, something quick in the spirit. It's been a minute since I uploaded. You know, the spirit just has to jump on you. It has to encamp you and get on you. You know, we fight carnality every day. Romans 8:6 on down. It says, for to be carnally minded. What is carnally? What is the meaning? It's flesh, fleshly. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, because the carnal mind is enmity against God, Yahweh, the power, the God of the Hebrew Israelites, which are you 12 tribes. And who are the 12 tribes today? Well, according to James 1:1, the 12 tribes scattered abroad are and consist of you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, whose fathers' go back to the ancient Israelites. You are the seed of Israel. Romans 8:6 on down, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And that's what we must do on a daily. We must activate within the spirit. And how do you do that? Well, you heard him say the law is spiritual. So by keeping the law to the best of your ability, you're activating in the spirit. You're not letting your flesh and intrusive mind or intrusive thoughts guide you. Romans 8:7, because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. And that's just what it is. That's the fight each and every mortal, salak, fights. Some give in, some live to fight another day, so to speak. And we're not perfect. We're not perfect at all. So we fall to sin, iniquity. Let's read on. Romans 8:9, it says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. Those are those that, the Israelites that keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Or even to the heathen, the Gentiles that follow our, ways and laws, if they're aspiring to do such. Even then, if they're aspiring to do such, it says Romans 8:9, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, but we know that is Hamashiach, Yahweh in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, he is none of his. So it's all about being in the spirit. It's all about being in the spirit. That's what this thing is about. It's the spirit versus the flesh versus the spirit. Which one are you going to be led with? Are you going to give in unto your fleshly desires, secret desires, And some of the time, those desires, secret desires or whatnot, are not even, bad. It's just that you're not doing it according to the law, to the statutes and commandments of Yahweh, God. There's a guideline on how to live. And that is what every single mortal has to follow. And with that, I want to say, call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Chadash, Rachadai, Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians whose fathers go back to the ancient Israelites. We are the Israelites. We are the chosen, peculiar people mentioned in the Holy Scrolls and the Scriptures. Without a doubt. There's no denying it or fighting it. The artifacts are there. The history is there. The hieroglyphics, Salak. The hieroglyph, I can't even pronounce it, being tongue twisted or tongue tied right now, but you know what I'm saying. Yashrala, Yahweh. The paintings and the ancient, written on the ancient walls of Egypt. The paintings written in Moscow, Russia, Russian icons, Vernet icons. Those native Indian and Negroid nobles. But that's the fight. Your flesh versus the spirit versus the flesh. And it's all about vibing in the spirit and doing things accordingly, specifically with the law, statutes, and commandments. Shalom.